Yes, let's begin with our first chapter, that is diversity in living world. Okay, this is the first unit, diversity in living world. Coming to the number of chapters in this unit. In this unit has 4 chapters. The first chapter is living world, second chapter is biological classification, third chapter is plant kingdom, and fourth chapter is animal kingdom. As the name suggests, biodiversity in living world. Okay, so biodiversity means bio is life, diversity is variety of life forms, variety of life forms, variety of life forms present on earth. This is called as biodiversity. So in this chapter we are going to study only about the different varieties of life forms which are present on earth. Hence the name diversity, biodiversity in living world. Okay, coming to the number of questions in the previous year, from this unit there are 10 questions has been asked and it is nearly up to 40 marks. From first chapter, that is living world, 2 questions has been asked. From biological classification, 3 questions. From plant kingdom, it is 3 questions, and from animal kingdom, it is 3 questions. Overall 10 to 12 questions will be asked and nearly 40 to 46 marks can be expected in the NEET exam from this unit. Okay, let's begin with our discussion. Living world. So I have given here an image of a frog which is sitting in which is sitting in the water. Here if we observe, there are 2 things. One is the frog and another one is the soil and the water. If we observe at the molecular level, both are same. At the molecular level, both are same. Molecular level means if both are considered as matter, then matter is made up of atom, atom is made up of protons, neutrons and electrons. So at the molecular level there is similarity between both the things which are present in the image, but if we clearly analyze, there is bit difference. That difference which we are going to decode in this chapter, that is living world. This chapter can be clearly divided into 4 subtopics. The first one is characters of living organism, biodiversity in living world, need for classification, and next one is taxonomical aids. So first aspect, that is characters of living organism. Living organisms, we can differentiate living and non-living things based on certain characters. So in this chapter, in this unit we are going to discuss about some of the important characters which are used to analyze a living organism. Under that, the first one is organization. First one is organization. See, each and every organism or each and everything, whether it may be a living thing and non-living thing which is present on earth, it is made up of protons, neutrons, electrons. Protons, neutrons, electrons together form atoms. Atoms together form molecules. Molecules together form macromolecules, or it is forming a matter. Each and everything, whether it may be a living or non-living, it is made up of these 3 basic things, that is atom will combine together to form molecules will combine together to form macromolecules, or in simple terms it is called as matter. But the living things, it is moving further, that is living protons, neutrons, electrons, together to form atom, atom together to form molecules, molecule together to form matter. But non-living things which enter to the next level, that is matters or macromolecules, combine together to form cell organelles. Cell organelles combine together to form a cell. Cells combine together to form tissues. Tissues combine together to form organs. Organs combine together to form organ system, and organ system has given rise to an organism. So non-living things will be up to this level only. This one is called as physical organization. This one is called as what? Physical organization. Whereas living things, they are having physical organization also. Along with it, they have transferred to the next level of organization, where the matter or macromolecules combine together to form cell organelles. Cell organs combine together to form cells. Cells combine together to form tissues. Tissues combine together to form organs. Organ combine together to form organ system, and organ system gives rise to an organism. This is the primary character of a living organism, and anything which is said to be living, if it is having organization. Which organization? Cellular organization. If cellular organization is there, then we can tell that type of thing is having life. See here is a cell. Cells have combined together to form tissues. Tissues have combined together to form organs. Different organs have combined together to form organ system. Now an organism is living. Then organism is formed. This type of organization is called as cellular organization. If in anything cellular organization is there, then it is called as what? A living organism. And this is the first character. Coming to the second character, that is metabolism. Second character is what? Second character is metabolism. Metabolism is nothing but, in simple terms, it can be defined as total amount of chemical reaction taking place within the body. Total amount of chemical reactions taking place within the body. Then what do you mean by chemical reactions? We respire, that is leading to one particular type of chemical reaction. We will have food, that is leading to one type of chemical reactions. We will drink water, that is leading to one type of chemical reactions. What all are inputs we are taking or we are giving to the body, all the inputs are utilized to form one particular chemical reactions. So the total amount of chemical reactions that is taking place within the body is called as metabolism. This metabolism is again split into two units. Metabolism is split into two units. It can be split into catabolism and anabolism. Catabolism and anabolism. Catabolism means, in simple terms, it is breaking down process. It is breaking down process. Anabolism is building up a process. Anabolism is what? Building up a process. So what is broken down here? What is broken down here? The food or the raw materials which we are giving to the body. Raw materials may be in terms of food, or it may be in terms of water, or it may be in terms of gaseous exchange. All these are raw materials. These raw materials, when enter into the body, they undergo breakage. That process is called as what? Catabolism. See here, food we ingest, the food is broken down into number of small pieces. This process is called as what? Catabolism. From the food which is broken down, energy is getting synthesized. See here, energy is getting accumulated. Hence, it is called as anabolism. So, if catabolism is called as breaking down process, anabolism is called building up process. What is built here? Energy. Energy is built here. Hence, metabolism is having two types, two units. First one is catabolism and another one is anabolism. Catabolism is a breaking down process. Anabolism is a building up process. Here food is broken down and it is converted, complex food material is converted into simpler forms, and from this simpler form energy is getting synthesized. Hence it is called as anabolism. So this process, if metabolism takes place in a living or if in any thing, then it is called as living organism. Only metabolism takes place only in living organism. So metabolism, it is having catabolism, anabolism. Catabolism is breaking down process, anabolism is building up process. Together we call it as metabolism. This is the second criteria for an organism said to be a living. Then the third important feature is growth and development. Each and every living organism which is present on earth, it shows increase in its size. When it is born, it is just very small in size. As and when the time passes, immediately we can see increase in its size. See here, here is a seed. From seed, small seedling came. From small seedling, small plant. From this, the plant size start to increase. Day by day, the height of the plant kept on increasing. So this process is said to be growth and development. It takes place because of cell division. It takes place because of what? It takes place because of cell division. As we are born, number of cells will be less, so size will be less. As and when the time passes, number of cells increases, and hence we will get a increase in the size of the living organism. Hence we call it as growth. Hence growth is said to be one of the important character when considering an organism is said to be a living. Okay, so next step is adaptation. Next criteria is adaptation. Adaptation is nothing but an organism adjusting itself to its surrounding environment. Organism adjusting itself to its environment is called as what? Adaptation. See here, I have posted a very nice image where the duck is swimming. So this duck is always present in water. Since it's present in water, it has to beat his legs in order to swim. So see here, in order to beat his legs, the hind limbs have been webbed so that it can easily swim. So it is adjusting itself, the duck is adjusting itself to its surrounding environment. So all the living organisms adjust itself to their surrounding environment. Hence it is called as adaptation. Adaptation is another feature based upon which we can tell a thing is living or non-living. Say for example, in the summer, temperatures are more than 38-39 degrees Celsius. We feel very hot. During those conditions, when the outside temperature is very high, that is more than our body temperature, 39-40 degrees Celsius, we start to sweat continuously. When we sweat continuously, what happens? Excess of water, excess of heat is coming out. So body temperature again comes down to 36 or 37 degrees Celsius, and all the metabolic process takes place. See, in order to adjust ourselves to the high temperatures, we are sweating. Same when we are in the winter, outside temperature is very less. Outside temperature is say nearly 18, 16 or 15 degrees Celsius. At this temperatures, body temperature also starts to fall down, but our body temperature has to be maintained to 35 to 36 degrees Celsius. So what we'll do is we start to shiver. When we start to shiver, what happens? The body temperature increases and it is maintained to its normal temperature, and we perform all our life activities very normally. See, in both the cases, in summer and winter, we are adjusting to our surrounding environment. So we are adapting to our surrounding environment. Only living things has the capability or capacity to adjust to its surrounding environment. Non-living things don't have the capacity to adjust to its surrounding environment. Hence, it is called another feature of a living organism, that is adaptation. Next is consciousness or response to stimuli. It can be simply defined as it is the ability of the organism to show response to its surrounding environment. It's a showing a response to external stimulus. Showing response to external stimulus. See here, I have again posted a very nice image. In this image, what happens is a man has got up. Why he has got up? He has got up because the sun rays started to fall on his eyes. When sun rays started to fall on his eyes, suddenly he woke up from his sleep. Those light disturbed the sleep and he responded to that sunlight and he got up. So, how he is getting response? How he is getting stimulated? The skin cells which are present, which are absorbing the sunlight, and hence he is getting up. So he is showing response to the sunlight. This is another feature, that is consciousness. Each and every living organism has consciousness, and with that they show response to the external stimuli. Coming to the plants, I can give a very nice example. That example is nothing but sunflower. Sunflower, as you know, the sunflower the position of the flower keeps changing depending upon the sunlight. Here, this plant is responding to the sunlight. That is because of consciousness or response to stimuli. This process or this function tells that an organism is said to be a living. Then next feature is reproduction. Reproduction, in simple terms, it is the ability of the organism to give rise to its new young ones, and it is the very basic feature. Each and every living organism's only primary motto is to give rise to its young ones. This is the primary motto. So here, reproduction with this process can be seen, or this function can be seen only in living organisms. This is absent in non-living organisms. Hence, this is one feature based upon which we can tell and it is a living organism. See here, a baby growing within the mother's womb. Okay, this is about reproduction. And the last character is lifespan and death. Each and every living organism has one particular lifespan. It is nothing but period between birth and death. Period between birth and death. At one particular time, all the life activities stops. And that state is called as death. So this birth and death can be seen only in living organisms. In non-living things, we cannot expect birth, we cannot expect death. Based upon these 7 characters, these 7 characters, first one is organization, Second one is metabolism, third one is growth and development, fourth one is adaptation, fifth one is consciousness, sixth is reproduction, seventh is lifespan and death. Based upon these 7 characters, these are the broad characters, these are the 7 important broad characters upon which we can tell an organism is living or not. Okay, so in the previous year, number of questions which were appeared were very less from this topic, from the topic of characters of living organism. Very few number of questions have been asked. These 2 questions are which was asked in the year 2007 and one more in the year 2011. See here, the living organisms can be unexceptionally distinguished from non-living things on the basis of their ability for unexceptionally distinguished means interaction with the environment and progressive evolution, reproduction, growth and movement, response to touch. So this question has been asked to distinguish from living to non-living organisms, non-living things. So here the main stressing point, but the main key point is unexceptionally. Means when you consider all these four options, out of these 4 options, which option will tell immediately? Just by performing that act, I should come to know that okay, this is living and this is non-living. How? See here, interaction with the environment and progressive evolution. This I cannot see with my naked eyes, isn't it? Interaction with the environment and progressive evolution. It is a very slow process. It is taking place day by day and I cannot recognize. Second one is reproduction. Today the organism is not reproducing, but it may reproduce one or the other day. But right now it is not reproducing, so I cannot tell that it is a non-living. I cannot tell that it is a living. But growth and movement, it is also very slow process. If I see a plant today, if I see plant tomorrow, there is no difference. If there is no difference, I cannot tell that the plant is non-living. But responsive to touch, based upon the consciousness character, I can immediately tell that okay, I will take a touch me not plant, I will touch, it will fold its leaves. Based upon this character, see, the character is giving the response immediately. All these 3 characters are not giving response immediately. Hence I can tell that the answer is responsive to touch is the correct answer. Which one of the following aspect is an exclusive character of living organism? Same has to be applied here. It is isolation of metabolic reaction occurs in vitro, increase in the mass from inside only, perception of events happening in the environment and their memory, increase in the mass by accumulation of material both on the surface as well as internally. See here, isolation of metabolic reaction occurs in vitro means if I take out the cells from the living organism and if I place it in a test tube, same metabolic reaction takes place within the test tube. The reactions which is taking place within the living cell, the same reaction will take place within the test tube? No, that reaction will not take place. That is the question. That is the option. Isolated metabolic reaction occurs in vitro. No, isolated metabolic reaction will not occur in vitro. Increase in the mass from inside only. No, mass increase from inside and from externally also. Next, increase in the mass by accumulation of material both on the surface as well as internally. But the correct answer is perception of events happening in the environment by their memory. Again here, consciousness. Consciousness. Based upon this character, I can tell that okay, this organism is living. Okay.